Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at a really fascinating topic, why electric mobility seems to be hitting some speed bumps in Italy right now, even with all the global push.
It's a key question, definitely. I mean, electric vehicles are pretty much seen everywhere as crucial for sustainability goals. So understanding the specific hurdles in a major European market like Italy, well, it's really valuable. And our source today goes into that.
Absolutely. Our source for this deep dive is an article from futuroprossimo.it, and the title is Italy's Electric Mobility Slowdown.
Hmm.
That title alone, it kind of grabs you, doesn't it? Makes you ask, well, why Italy specifically? So our mission today is basically to dig into that article and see what reasons it gives for this reported slowdown.
Exactly. And, what the article really stresses early on isn't just a general slowdown, but that Italy is, well, lagging.
Right.
Specifically lagging behind quite a few of its major European neighbors. When you look at the rate people are actually buying electric cars, it sort of positions Italy as a bit of an outlier compared to, say, Germany or France.
Right. So it's not just saying there's a problem, it's trying to pinpoint the reasons why. And one big thing it flags is the charging infrastructure.
Hmm.
It suggests that, yeah, maybe you find chargers in city centers, but outside of those areas. And along the main routes you'd need for, like, longer trips. Maybe not so much.
Yeah.
A lack of adequate setup.
And that feeds right into what the article talks about next.
Yeah.
Range anxiety. It's a classic issue. If people thinking about buying are worried, genuinely worried, about finding a reliable place to charge when they're not just popping around town, especially, in a country like Italy with mountains and diverse regions, well, it naturally becomes a barrier. The article definitely points to this infrastructure gap as a major turnoff.
And it's not just about where you can charge, right? The source also spends a lot of time on the money side, specifically the high upfront cost. Buying an EV in Italy compared to a regular petrol or diesel car.
Yes, exactly. And the article suggests that even though there are government incentives trying to bridge that gap, they might not be quite hitting the mark. It describes them as maybe a bit complex, or perhaps just not generous enough, or maybe the message just isn't getting through clearly to enough potential buyers. So this financial hurdle, according to the article, is still a really big deal for many Italian consumers, even if you factor in cheaper running costs down the line.
The article also mentions some less tangible things, almost cultural factors, like maybe some resistance or just people not being fully aware or trusting the tech yet compared to other places.
Right. It sort of implies that for a lot of people, EVs still feel a bit new,
Hmm.
or maybe unproven, leading to that hesitation.
And all this seems to connect back to what the article describes as this interplay between the infrastructure issues and how confident consumers feel.
Precisely. If people don't trust the system, maybe because they think charging points are scarce or they worry about battery life or range, they're less likely to buy one. And of course, lower demand might then slow down the investment needed to build out the very infrastructure that could ease those fears. The article kind of paints it as a bit of a cycle, hesitation feeding into underdeveloped support.
So, okay, if we pull it all together just based on this one article from futuroprossimo.at, the picture it paints for Italy's slower EV uptake is, well, a combination of things. You've got a significant gap in charging infrastructure, especially outside cities. That's one. Then there's the high initial cost compared to traditional cars, maybe made worse by incentives that aren't quite cutting it. And layered on top, a degree of public uncertainty or lack of full trust in the tech itself. The source basically suggests tackling all these connected issues is what's needed for Italy to speed things up.
Yeah, and if you step back and look at the bigger picture, this Italian situation, as the article describes it, it really underlines that shifting to electric isn't just about building the cars, it's much broader. It involves getting the infrastructure right, designing effective policies, making it affordable, and, crucially, winning over public perception and building that confidence. It's a reminder that the whole transition is like a complex ecosystem. Everything needs to work together.
It really does give you a lot to chew on. So thinking only about the reasons discussed in this specific futuroprossimo.it article, the charging points, the costs, the incentives, the public awareness bit, what single factor do you, our listener, think is the biggest hurdle for electric cars in Italy right now, and why? It's an interesting question to ponder, just based on the article's take.
Indeed it is.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.